Hello everybody, I'm KartGaming and welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. If you want to skip to the gameplay, there's an annotation on the screen somewhere. Just click that to get to the meat of the game. This is the early beta version that just went out to backers and press. It is version 0.0.0, so that means there's gonna be a lot of features missing and probably a lot of bugs, but I wanted to give you guys a glimpse of Torment. Torment is a spiritual successor to one of my favorite games of all time, Planescape Torment. It is set in a different universe though. Planescape Torment was kind of related to the Dungeons and Dragons franchise. They were like connected through dimensions, as it were. And this one is set in the Numenera universe, which is another tabletop universe. And I'll tell you about the Tides of Numenera, which are very important in this game. But first, two caveats. As this is an early version of the game, there are some issues. First off, the user interface is not complete, merchants are not in the game, and the balance might be a bit off. As well as the first area of the game was very low frame rate for myself, so I'm gonna skip that. It was basically like the character creation. The character creation in this game is a bit unique, so let me tell you about it. When the game first starts, you get dropped into an area where you are confronted with some memories. And a faceless voice telling you to get the heck out of there, because something is hunting you. And as you go through these memories, you get some choices that will determine what kind of bonus stats you get. Might, speed, or intelligence, which basically sets the archetype, whether you are going to be a strong, intelligent, or stealthy person. And we are now going to drop into the second part of the character creation tutorial bit. Here we go. The pinprick of light you followed in the dark passage suddenly opens wide. There was no sense of transition. One step you were in the dark, the next you were here. You're in some kind of mystic laboratory. Machines gleam all around you, seemingly incomprehensible data swirling around them like motes of light. 5 large tanks stand out, each one containing a different shadowy form, none of them human. A spectral figure stands in front of you. I chose a dude for this. If I do a longer Let's Play in the future when it's feature complete, I'm gonna do a lady, because that is an option. The Spectre. Everything about the Spectre seems dreamlike. He's a hazy silhouette of green glass smoke, wearing stylish, well-cut clothes. His jade eyes are fixed on you. His handsome bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though to the best of your recollection, you've never seen him before. He claps you warmly on the shoulders. Skist, you made it! Whatever Skist is. Listen, I know you've got a dozen questions, but we're not through the worst yet. If you want to survive, you have to attune yourself. It's a process that, well, it's hard to explain, but I'll walk you through it. Who are you? You might call me a composite. Like a mishmash of your thoughts and memories and everything. I remember some things you don't, just like you know some things I don't remember. You made me when you hit the ground. Of course, you didn't mean to make me, but here I am. That is kind of confusing, but we're kind of in my mind, I'm thinking. So he's like a fragment of my imagination. How do I get attuned? You see all of those tanks in here? Each one's got a creature in it that's attuned to one of the tides. You need to attune to them, and that'll attune you to each tide. I tried it myself while I was waiting for you, but I couldn't do anything except to watch them. I suppose that means this is your show. You're damn right. They're in stasis, in a kind of a temporal loop. I think all you need to do is join them, hook your mind up with theirs, and make a decision for them that ends the loop. You should do what you want, by the way, not what they want. That's the whole point of this thing, to define you. So the tides, let's see, I'm ready. And he's actually joined me now. The tides are represented by these different colored tanks right here. And those are basically sort of the alignment system in this game. basically the archetypes of your personality. So for example, the blue one here symbolizes justice and fairness, but it can also mean a desire for the greater good or an end justifies the mean mentality. And let's see, this one is action and passion, I think it is. And the gold one is false philanthropy, as well as martyrdom. We'll probably learn more about that, but let's start off with this blue one, see what happens. This tank contains a humanoid with a skull-like head. A name arises from your inherited memories. This is a Nevadian, a creature of relentless, overpowering curiosity. Tendrils of luminescent data snake from the tank and stream into your temples. The room fades in flaring stripes as you enter the mind of the creature in this tank and see what it sees. The Nevadian is in a dark cave, listening intently to a stone head embedded in the wall before it. I destroyed ancient Krah, the head murmurs. I sought words of destruction sealed in a forbidden tome. I could not help it. But once known, the words spoke themselves to the 8 rules of Krah, turning them on each other. Great Krah melted like wax in the words that followed. But I, imprisoned, could not burn with it. Even now, the words wish to be spoken. The Nevadian leans forward hungrily. What will you do? I will examine the Nevadian first. Biomechanical organism with a strong affinity for the blue tide. Despite its insatiable curiosity, the Nevadian displays an uncanny calm and serenity. It will exchange knowledge for new ciphers or artifacts to examine, but without any indication of greed or goal. They seem single-minded and so at peace with their pursuits that failure never angers them. So we want to do something that defines me and not the creature. So if I wanted to appease the creature, I would do indulge his curiosity, I guess. But I think that's the best bet for myself as well. I think I will indulge the Nevadian's curiosity. The helpless scholar says 8 beautiful alien words that strike the Nevadian's mind, fastening into its thoughts like squirming thorn-covered vines. Concentrating through the pain, the Nevadian asks the weeping scholar the first of many questions about lost Krah. Later, the Nevadian leaves the caves with the words bulging within it, pleased that it had discovered such interesting secrets. Warmth spreads through you, aligning tidal channels in your mind. Back in the strange laboratory, 5 hulking smoky creatures bound onto the platform, sucking at the air with crackling snarls. The sour dread in your gut recognizes them for what they are. Hands of the being that hunted you while you regained your memories. Fragments of the sorrow. 4 of them lunge into the machines connected to the remaining tanks, wreaking chaos on their delicate innards. The 5th fragment focuses its eyeless gaze on you and your ally. Oh no, it's found us! The sorrow is here! Uh-oh. This is our first look at the combat system, or I guess the encounter, or whatever it's called. It's got a separate name. They're just fragments. We gotta get him out of control panels, and he's cast a buff on me. That's pretty good. Thank you for that. And here comes the last fragment. The last Castoff, that's the main character. He has 2 abilities right now. Restore 1 to 6 stat pool plus 1 per tier. So basically, these are my might, speed, and intelligence pools. These are used for interactions and certain abilities. And if I use this, I'll restore them, so they are used up. If I go... I can't attack this guy. He wanted me to clear out the tanks instead. This one is already clear, so that should be good. We should head over to this one and try to clear it out. And meanwhile, I think I'm supposed to just survive and keep these guys busy with the Spectre. So, interact with this. A choking sound comes from within this machine. Inside the casing are 2 deflated air bladders, side by side, and a matted nest of cords and tubes. It is not immediately apparent where the sorrow fragment is, or how it is stopping the airflow to the nearby creature's tank. So I can use my machinery and perception lore to figure out how the machine fragment is stopping the flow of oxygen. And that uses up my intellect. This is how your actions are rated in the game. Basically, the further left, the more impossible it is, but I can spend extra points to make it easier by spending 2 intelligence in this case. I think this is going to be good. It's moderate or it's easy. I will do easy. Spend 2 intelligence. Success! The hoses lead from the bladders down through a snarled nest of wires. A faint clicking sound comes from the nest. Behind the wires, there's a hexagonal cylinder jammed in place. It's filled with tiny rafts of drifting clouds, enveloped in nets of bruised black lightning, the same color as the sorrow fragments. With a flick of a finger, the cylinder spins, the machine coughs, and then air flows freely into the creature's tank. The creature should be calm enough to connect with now. The oily beast lunges from this machine with a crackling growl and hungry eyes. The churning of the bellows dislodges a gleaming strong glass dome from the small socket. Brilliant energy swirl inside. This might make a useful weapon against the sorrow fragments. I gained a tidal capacitor. I'll take it. Continue. So we got a second fragment to contend with. The sorrow fragment is charging up an ability. So he can't use the tanks, but he can keep the monsters off you. It's basically a meat tank. Let's see what he has. A Spectre Blast intellect ability. Removes the sorrow fragment charge up Fettle. A Fettle is a buff. And this time, the Fettle on this guy is good. For him. And bad for me. It's just basically charging up to do a lot of damage. So I want to get rid of that. Also, I can taunt a sorrow fragment for 3 rounds. If I do this, he's stunned for 1 round though. This guy's not charging up, so I'll use this on you. Let's not get my dude caught up in it. So he's stunned for 1 round. That's good for me. And I'll want to get the Spectre closer. So I'm ready. Now this one is charging up. I think I can... yeah, I can get this guy to use his ability once more. And because it's a cone, I can get both these in one go. So you, examine this. Attuned. At first, this tank appears to contain a dense, jumbled mass of sharp-edged onyx. It is only when a cluster of eyes flickers beneath the slick membrane that you realize you are looking upon the oily carapace of a huge insect. A Nechalsic? Your memory whispers. Compressed into a tiny space. A flood of bubbles rise from the bottom of the tank, bearing you away from the dangers of this place into the depths of the creature's mind. Your young host clutches a steaming haunch of meat and crouches with the other hunters, shivering with outrage. Like the rest of the tribe, she is starving, and the pack leader, Elder, doesn't care. And he demands that the hunters turn over the kills to honor him. What do we do? I'll examine him. So the Nechalsic places the society and the collective over its own well-being. Rally the pack against the leader. The hunter pours her outrage into her language ducts, and she rises wearing her scent like a cloak, her pheromones singing an injustice, of starvation, of the disastrous pride of the elder, and the slow death of the pack. They breathe her arguments in, absorbing them, and flinch, as if waking from a nightmare. Then, as one, the pack streams at the elder and tear him to shrieking pieces. You feel the tides embrace and flow for you. Nice. That is attuned. This guy is still stunned, that's good. It is your turn. Can I still move with you? I can. So we got the green area, that's where I can move and do an action. In the yellow I can only move, and the red I can't do anything. So we want to head over to there, ideally, so as close as possible. And then the Spectre... Oh! What? He could do it? I thought the Spectre was before him. Boo. Well, the Spectre is gonna come up here then. So it seems that the charge-up ability is for an AoE. Good to know. They should be following up here. But he doesn't have enough action abilities to do anything. Now, so the last Castoff. Interact. I will use my speed to carefully move the spinning disc and pull the fragments out of the machine. I'll use the easy one. Level effort 1. 2 speed. Success. I gained a data tunneler. Could be handy for a single-use teleporter. That's pretty cool. Here comes the second one. So that one is charging up. Now, do I share these between characters? It's your turn still. So you are gonna start moving... Oh, what is this? Can I interact with that? Let's move over to it. Oh, that was Spectre! No? Last Castoff. What? How did the Spectre get over there? I thought the Spectre couldn't interact with these. But apparently I did it with him. Somehow. Well, my bad. You are going to use your blast to stun these two. Oh, that was a powerful knockback as well. And then you are going to end turn. I need to get you back. But I also want to check out what this thing does here. So interact. There's nothing to do. Okay. Maybe once I do all these, I can do something with it. Interact with this one. The white one is... Or the silver one. I'm not sure which one this is. Your host and a rival pack leader tumble down the cliff face. They strike a ledge of transparent ice and roll apart, growling. Their pack hoot in excitement. The first leader to teleport to safety will lose a duel and their pack. So there's a duel, or I could run away. Examine the Gruarfas. Nomadic creatures with a strong affinity for the Silver Tide. Pack leaders demonstrates limited psychic abilities, including teleportation, but packs will only follow leaders that display not only strength, but absolute superiority. I don't have the action points, so we are gonna leave it at that. And it's the Star Fragment's turn. He's charging up. I should be good if I just walk out of their range. So I'm just going to wait with you. Oh, that is a bit worse. But he didn't power up. That one did. Last Castoff. Move here. Out of the range. And interact. So, we want to do something... I will urge your hosts to compromise. If both Gruarfas fall, then 2 packs will be leaderless. Unwelcome doubt stirs in your host's chest, and he grunts reluctantly at his rival, jerking his head at the watching tribes. It seems like it worked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are they all coming out to play? Yeah, that is a problem. But we only have these 2 tanks left to go. Go straight to the other tanks. Sure, I can do it. I'm out of range of that one, but not this one. Luckily, it's the Spectre's turn. So I could just get over there. Then I'm out of that range, but I also want to do this. Can I not do it? Oh, that was a taunt. This one. Stun those. And knock them back. And then move a bit more if I can. Can't. But these guys are stunned. Come on. Ow. It kinda hurts. Last Castoff. Can I make it over here? I can't. But I can get to it. So I guess this means I don't have to do anything with these. Spectre's turn. Alright. I do have the quantum teleporter. But that won't do me much good. Action already used. Oh, guess I can only use the items on the last Castoff. Also, I don't have any might left. That's bad. But I don't think I'm gonna need it. So you are gonna head Intellect 2. I think I can get over here and knock these two back as well. No. Should have seen that coming. I had to go into the yellow or the green zone. But this works too. They'll just gather up there and then I can get them all with the AoE. That's gonna be good. He's charging up. But I'll get the Spectre up and running before that. So I'll be able to stun all of you. You interact. The radiant humanoid with its tank, a fire white, your memory whispers, stands calf deep in a pool of water, motionless. As near as you can tell, it's unconscious, but its eyes, slivers of even brighter fire, are barely visible. They pulse once, and its mind unfurls before you like a cloud of flame. Two gaunt, dehydrated fire whites trudge under an ember-flecked sky across a charred plain studded with the towering bones of monsters. In the shadow of a mountainous ribcage, the leading white stumbles to its knees. Arms tendrils, deliriously seeking water in the ash and dust. The other white, your host, is only slightly stronger and wishes to give its power and life to the other so it can reach the river a kilometer away. I don't even need to examine this. I will convince the white to wound, not sacrifice itself, to give both a chance at survival. It did it, and they are continuing their journey. Together, forever. We did it! And I do have some move points left. Great. I can actually get over here? No. I can't get over here, but I can't use it. That's good enough for me. Here comes the last shadow fragment. Preparing to get stunned. Haha! Get stunned, you sons of bitches! And then move over here. I should be out of their range, so we are good. You're all stunned. The last tank. This tank contains 2 crystal shards in a sparkling liquid. A Quishamis. You sink into the simple sea-like mind of the Quishamis as it roams the jagged wastes, feeling its raw and aching need to create and recreate. It moves by birthing new legs from the death of old ones. It traces glorious hordes in the glittering sand before erasing them with even more complicated designs. Then chaos. A hunter's ballistic slug smashes through its brain. Thoughts becoming splinters, melting. You feel its dying wish to etch one last design on the sand beneath it. I mean, I could allow it to finish the work. It doesn't seem like it's a case of allowing it to survive, no matter what I do. Force the creature to forego its art in order to stop the hunter from killing other Quishamis. That is a good one. I'll take it. Confusion clouds the creature's mind at the notion of martyring itself. It does not understand who killed it, or why, or even that the hunter will seek others of its kind. It cares only for the pattern and sand. But confusion does not stop the creature from impaling the approaching hunter with its crystal spines. The human slides off them, choking into a spreading pool of blood. That was the last of the creatures. Sweet. Oh, so now that thing is operational. We need to make it up there. Get to the glowing one. Quick! I can do it. But not in one go. So we'll probably need to contend with you guys again. Luckily, that one is still stunned. If I can get... Let's see. A green one right there. Is it in range to stun some of them? 2 of them are in range. I mean, it's a wasted turn either way. I can't do anything, so I'll just use this on those 2. Take some damage, that's fine. We got plenty of pools left. So I guess taking damage primarily takes it out of the might. Or if it's like magic attack, it takes it out of intelligence. That's what I'm getting. Can you get over there? You can! Scintillating color rides along the facets of this crystalline chamber. It seems ready for you to enter. Place your hand on the surface of the tank. As soon as your hand touches the glass, a surge of energy flows into your body. The power from each of the 5 tidal creatures and the choices you made. As hard as you try, you cannot contain the massive wave of power. Try to direct the power at the fragments of the sorrow. A burst of force surges through your arm, into your head, and out. You direct it at the sorrow fragments, destroying some, sending others screeching in pain, fleeing the laboratory as fast as they came. Aha! Great success! More and more waves flow through you, overwhelming you. Then the tide turns. The energy is no longer pushing, but pulling. It draws you inexorably toward the chamber. Then somehow it yanks you through the glass, filtering your essence like a psychic sieve. A blinding light shines at the end of like a tunnel, and then